Hey there guys, Zach here from InBeta, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're taking a look at Windows 10 build 10041. This build includes a number of features and enhancements over the last public preview build, which was 9926. Now I must be honest, this build is fairly similar to build 10036, which leaked just recently. So I'm only going to be going over what was in that build pretty much. There may be a couple new things, but the majority of this video will be the same as previous. So yes, up first is the start menu, and the start menu has received a few updates in this build. The XAML start menu now includes dropping to the desktop, so actually let's turn on desktop icons. We can drop stuff to the desktop now, which is great, so if we want to create a shortcut of Paint, I can do so, hopefully. Link, there you go, there's the Paint shortcut, and that works for pretty much anything in the start menu, minus the tiles. I can't do it to the tiles yet, which is very interesting. I guess they'll add that functionality at a later date. Also, the icon down here has changed. It's now it's now more like an apps list than it was before, which is, I believe it was a down arrow, and everything just seems a little bit more streamlined in this build, which is fairly nice on the start menu. Now there is a bug with these three apps in particular. They don't seem to install out of the box. There is a way to fix this though. You simply need to open PowerShell. So if we type in PowerShell here, run this as an administrator, and then paste this code here, press enter. PowerShell should do some magic licensing things, and then you should be able to install those three apps once this is done. So now that's done. Double click on it again, go to the Windows Store. It should open the green store tile, and you'll get this pop up here. Just press on install, and hopefully, with a bit of luck, ask me later, installing mail, people, and calendar. Might take a minute or two because, well, I imagine the servers are being hammered. Pending, come on. Alright, it's installing in the background. We can move on with the video whilst we do this. Now there are improvements to the virtual desktops as well. So as you can see here, we can now drag Windows to new desktops. I can drag it to the new button here and it will create a new desktop for me and place the tile in desktop 2. Furthermore, you'll notice that the taskbar no longer displays all of your open apps on all the desktops. This behavior can be altered via the settings app, so if you do not like this behavior you can change it back. But now the virtual desktops feature now acts like a proper multi-desktop tool, which is fantastic. Now another change in this build is Cortana. Cortana got a few updates in this build, and she's also expanded to new markets. However, I can't seem to get her working here in the UK. I know she does work in the UK because I've asked Twitter, and Twitter seems to confirm that she's working fine. It's just an isolated issue of me. I believe it's because I'm using an American ISO with the English install option, so I believe that's kind of messed it up. But so I say English, the British install options, but yeah, this does work. She works in a number of different countries now. She works in, let's see, China, the UK, France, Italy, Germany, and Spain, which is fantastic. Now, the network's flyout has also been updated, as you can see here, much more in line with the Windows 10 UI. It no longer opens the settings app, which is fantastic. You can get to the settings app, however, by pressing the network settings button there, which is fairly nice. So there are a number of different fixes in this build as well. The bug which prevented the start menu from launching in 9926 is now fixed in this build, which is fairly nice. The search box now works if you have your taskbar at the top of the screen. So if I press start, you can see here the search button is down here and it works like you would expect. The UI a bit iffy, but then again this is not a final build, so that's to be expected. Now another change in this build is improvements to the Windows Feedback app. As you can see here, the Feedback app has received a rather large update. Its UI is a lot cleaner, and guess what? You can now track your feedback via the Insider Hub. As you can see here, your progress button is now here, which allows you to see your most upvoted feedback, the missions completed, times you've submitted feedback, and upvotes your feedback has gotten, and so on. This is a test account, so as you can see, I've only completed one mission and not submitted any feedback. Trust me, I have submitted feedback in the past, just not from this account. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much the outstanding features in this build. A couple other things which I can't show you. There is an improved lock screen, which isn't really new. It's been available in builds prior to this, which could be enabled via the registry. However, it's enabled by default now, which is fairly nice. And there's a new install UI, which is a lot cleaner than it was before. It's not the before the out of... Right, how can I explain this? It's the installation. The Vista-esque UI is still there in this build. It's just the bit after that where it says getting devices ready and so on. That bit has been updated, but it only works for UEFI devices. So those of you, including me, who do not have a device or a desktop like that, you'll get the old UI. But those who are running the newer stuff, the newer PCs with UEFI, do get that new UI, which is fairly nice. So there you have it, guys. That's a quick look at build 10,041. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye bye.